Hello everyone, today we're going to be playing a game of City Skylines. We're going to probably go over some of the mods that I have in case people are asking. I do have 90 something percent of the DLC purchased already, so I got the big packages. And then I have the satellite color correction, so it makes it look a little bit better. I have a couple custom assets that I use. I got the large and regular size recycle center. I use the spiral highway exit because I do enjoy that. The the urban elementary school, which is a much larger student capacity than the default one. It has 1,000 person student capacity versus the 300 student capacity that the default one has. The large clarifier, which is one of those things that you can use in order to get rid of the sewerage. And I definitely prefer that because it helps clear that up so you don't have a nice big plume of crap just floating off of the map. The 1x1 invisible underground cables, which I really enjoy because that way we don't have to run power lines everywhere and make everything look terrible. It's a little bit more realistic in that they're actually running things underground like they would in a real city. And then I've got all three pieces of the modern central station, which I really don't use anymore now that they've come out with the newer train stations. Then I also have the unlimited money on the unlock all progressions, the automatic bulldoze to automatically get rid of any abandoned buildings. Got all 25 areas purchasable instead of the 9. Achievements are enabled, the sharper junction angle, the fine road tools, and the extra landscaping tools. And those are the only ones that I really use. So we shall be playing on Sandy Beach, which I like the map. It's not a huge amount of buildable area, but it's big enough, and it has connections to everything, which is what I like. Okay, we are in, as I punch the mic. So first off, we are going to purchase everything. Now we have the whole area, which is good size. And I hate all these pop-ups that come up. Now we are basically going to redo the highways, because I don't like the ones that are level on the ground. And so I'm going to build elevated 4-lane highways along most of the area. She'll go 3 high. Reverse the direction later for these. Make them so they're facing the right direction. We've got an intersection. I am going to make this a four-way intersection. One of the clover leaves. That way we have one going over here, so we can get over to that area. Clover leaf. And we shall elevate that one as well. About, yeah, it's the same height. Go away. Eee. Don't want a bridge there. And we can do all the directional changing here. Not sure why that dip is there, but we'll leave it. I don't know. Go away canals, and we shall now have to make it this way. I'm going to do the same thing here and make this a clover leaf as well. The elevated highway does give us some advantages in that we can put stuff under it. So I can put like the those invisible power lines. I can put those under it. We can put roads across under it. Things like that. Also going to elevate most of the railway as well. That way again we can put roads under it. Oh goody, it's nighttime. A little bit of a gap there. We can put like a an exit. We do like a left side exit. Not sure why it dropped down like that. That time it didn't. But it did on that one. Interesting. There we go, that looks a little bit more matching. There we go, all the directions match. Now we need to redo this one as well. Apparently there's passenger trains driving through. Not sure as to why. We're pretty much going to follow the path of the old road. Almost direct, or exactly. Because I like the layout of the old highways that were in here. They look very natural, following nice curves, no perfectly straight lines or anything like that. But it doesn't have the elevated highways like I like. Way too much of a curve on that. That's a little bit better. Yeah, that'll work. With a lot of this, I've found that it seems to be less of a, you know, trying to get the road correct to the pixel and more of a close enough. At least for me, when I'm building most of the stuff. Okay, so we've got that one. I do not like that hump there, though. looks more like the other one. There we go. That looks a bit more like a real road system. For these ones, because we're going over water, I figure we can use the suspension bridge. Now with the suspension bridges like this, I do try to line up the towers so that they look the same. And we are going to put a, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Is that tall enough? Looks like it. We are going to put an interchange here. Because down here is where I typically put the airport. And those rocks are annoying me. So let's attach these. Yep, those all line up. And we're going to put another clover leaf over here. Yeah, those line up. Okay, so let's fix the directions of the road. That looks about right. Got that there. We are going to put in some things here in order to make the shoreline look nice and help with building on it. Redo this train line as well. I just want to hurry up and get this stuff put in before the sun sets. about to there. So what I found I actually do a lot of times is I'll level the ground down to the level of those to make it so you end up with a nice, smooth, flat shoreline. And it's a bit easier doing construction. So right now I'm just leveling it for convenience sake in order to be able to put in those more of those along the shoreline. Go right up to the beach along here. Or not. Never mind. Figured it out. The end. I'll actually adjust the height of the ground here. It's what I call a sandbar. Yeah, that looks more like it. Same thing over here. Unfortunately, the sun is going down, which is what I was hoping to try to avoid. Okay, that should be good. Now we are going to level off an area over here. And typically what I use this area for over here is for power plants. So we are going to level it off. Actually cutting into the side of the mountain. Like I said, I'll typically build the power plants over here. You know, do like a bunch of nuclear power plants, and that way it's not in the city, but at the same time it's close enough that it's easy to get power there. And unfortunately it's getting dark. just lowering down the shoreline right now. And unfortunately it's dark now, which makes things difficult. So we are going to want to build here. This will be where our main downtown is going to go. It will be right in here. And like so the airport will be here, power plant's here, we'll do buildings and stuff over here. Again, the same thing out here, and here, and in here. So let's get started on laying out roads. We shall need to have some way of getting them off of the highway. And so this is where that spiral interchange that I like comes into play. It may not be the most efficient way of getting people off of the highway, but I like it. So we can put that here. Unfortunately, the roads cross over each other, which makes things a little bit difficult. Let's try... Oops. That'll work. Sure, that little jerk there doesn't seem a little bit unnatural, but okay. We can do that. Yeah, that looks mostly doable from real life. Now, I enjoy these streets here, this specific type, because of the LED lights, and it has plenty of space. So you have 3 lanes going in opposite directions, as well as sidewalks and trees next to them, which look nice. What do we want to do here? Let's see, we shall do a long road going this way. And I'm just going to put a road going around the, like the beach. And this will be the start of our residential area. So when it ends, we'll actually end up with something similar to, like, the whatever road is the first road on the beach at, like, Miami Beach. It'll go right along in front of the sand. That way you'll have all of these apartment buildings, these really expensive high-rises and stuff like that will open right out onto the beach on the back door. This is prime land, everyone. Yes, I know I can name roads now. Unfortunately, because we can't see anything, this isn't very easy to do, since it's nighttime. Let's see, where was... Go away. It's lightening up, so we may be able to start building soon. I want to get rid of that. Just getting rid of the dirt right along the wall so it's not sticking up above the water. So I hate the way that looks. And we need something a little bit bigger there. We shall resculpt this riverbed and make it look better. Because there's no people in the city yet, we have 0 residents right now, we don't have to worry about accidentally flooding anything. Which is typically why I try to do all of this geoengineering before anybody's there. There's going to be some crazy stuff going on the river here with the way the water is acting. Basically, the end result of this is going to look like somebody just dredged the river. They'll all be relatively uniform depth. Wasn't what I wanted to do, but okay. Now I'm just smoothing out the bottom here. This is going to be more like a lake up here. Pond or river junction or something. And so once I finish this part, I'm going to have to wait for the water to like reseed. Because as of right now, this river is like overflowing. Actually going to level this entire island or peninsula or whatever it is to make it so it's easier to work with. this massive plateau that's here. There we go. That'll be a little bit easier. Just a bit. Still do the edges with the finer tool. This shall definitely help. Now I do need to get rid of this railway. And essentially I'm going to build it up so it's elevated. Okay, so the river is still pretty crazy right now. With all the messing around I've been doing. Oh, well, at least we still have traffic going through. What can we do here? Can barely see. Can't see there. We shall do the same thing as we did on the other one. So this is going to be prime real estate along here. Get rid of these or whatever they are. They look like some kind of war fortifications. Okay, those are all gone. Now it's just general cleanup, getting rid of the giant boulders. I can barely see them right now. Here is the moon. There's the moon. Okay, so it's going that way. This little break here at least gives us time to let the river die down. finish its massive turbulence that it's undergoing. And this is going to be our service peninsula. Out here we're going to have the water treatment plants and everything like that. Because right here at the edge of the map, if I switch over to this, as you can see, it's clean water and everything is flowing this way. So we're going to put all of these up here. Ironically enough, it's flowing that way now, too. And this is the part that's not going to really be residential at all up here. Up here you'll have, like, your prisons and stuff like that. But because it's going to be far away from the city, I'm not going to put the power plants up here. Should be enough power plants for now. As you can see, our water capacity is going up massively. Looks like we're going to be a little bit shy of 3 million. And these guys will have their own independent power. So, oh, actually, we got a lot more. We've got 5 million. That should be enough for the entire city, actually. Let's see, let's get rid of these massive cliffs. especially now that the river is calming down. Let's see if we can feather this a little bit. That's a little bit better. Now, I wanted to redo this rail bridge over here. Unfortunately, it doesn't let us build rails until we put down a train station, so we are going to just put a random one, and then we can get rid of it after we can start putting down rails. We are going to elevate this for the same reason as we elevated the road. I think I did the roads high enough that we can actually pass this under the road. Yes, we did. Good. Now those I'm actually, I think, going to leave on the ground. I will have to make a spur coming off of this, though. heading across over here. So we shall put that... I think that's high enough. Yeah, it looks like it is. This is going to come into the downtown. Now, we're in the way. Start putting in some roads. Let's see if I can get a road over here. Yes, I can. I'm just gonna follow the water line, basically. bridge. Ah, that's why. Okay, I know why. That is a steep incline. I don't think I like that. Yeah, I don't like that. That's just as steep, too. Okay. Let's see, how should we do this? Yeah, that looks a little bit better. That works. Now we'll put in some of these clarifiers. These will be our sewerage treatment. And they generate all kinds of garbage, but they create absolutely no pollution, which is why I like them. It's the same thing actually with the recycling centers, where they don't create any pollution or anything like that. They don't generate garbage, but they do take a long time to like purify the trash, I guess would be the term. So we need to go right where that tree is. I think it would be right here. Let's find out. Nope, one more over. Oh, hey, look, a forest fire. Okay, that's one over. It looks like it won't let me go any closer. So I will have that gap in between them. actually going to place the water line right under the road. Damn, won't let me get rid of the rocks. Oh well. Yeah, we can just let it burn for now. That'll generate fire. Or electricity. They generate fire. That looks good. Now, where do I want this road to go? We shall curve under here. There. That works pretty well. And don't know if we have water yet. I think we do. Let's put in another one of these roads. That is nowhere near big enough. Put in the clarifiers. That's the right distance. Nope. Nowhere near close enough. But that may be. Yeah, that will be. Darn, I did it again. Are going to need garbage management now. Let's see, where do we want to put that? some stubby roads right here. And stick it on those. Smaller ones. And look at them all go. Also will typically run them under the highway as well, because the highway basically goes everywhere. Those in place. It's still somewhat daylight out. Zoning, I want road. Not sure as to why it did that there, but okay. We shall do, we're in the way. Power plants. Oops. Let's see, what is our power at right now? $12 gigawatt. That should be enough for a good amount of what we're going to be doing. So hopefully we aren't going to have to build any more. An industrial area, we can put in some recycle plants. You can see that I'm really harping on the recycle plants everywhere. And the idea with it is I do not like the landfill in game because of how much pollution it causes. Now the other thing that I a lot of times do as a geoengineering type thing is I will actually level off a chunk of the mountain, or two chunks actually. Usually I level off part of the top. Into almost like a plateau up there. And stuff gets built up there, and then about halfway up the mountain, I level off an area. And usually some type of town gets built up here. Not really a town, a suburb. And yes, they are right next to the nuclear power plant, but you'll have spectacular views of the city. You're also right next to the airport as well. People in this are not nearly as NIMBY about living next to a mountain or living next to nuclear power plants as the people in real life are. something like that. Now I need to make an area over here in order to fit the airport. Just widen this out a little bit. Didn't make it wide enough. That should be big enough. We go. We have an airport. Now we shall need to build a road in order to get here. And what better way than a traffic circle? Facing the wrong way, one-way road there, one-way road there, coming down from the highway. Better. And it still has a curve there, but okay. What do we want to do? We need road. Right in the way. Now we need water here, so we can hop right back to here and connect into the central line. And now we shall have water. Now the only time that I actually really use real power lines is going long straight distances, like across a river or something. So just like that. Once we're there, then we can do the invisible power lines. So these do take up a 1x1 square, but they are not visible, which is very nice. From a cosmetic standpoint. We shall have power at the airport. We need roads. Make that look nice. We're going to have a nice seafront shopping area. here will be the road going back out onto the highway. There we go. Now I still haven't put power around anything yet, but we now have power over to here. So as long as these are interlocking, they have power to them. This will be my first real, or actually it's going to be a second city after mass transit came out. The first one, I tried to do all kinds of monorails and everything because they were brand new, they looked cool and everything. And I found out that the monorails can carry less people than the trains. And so, because of that, you end up with massive lines of people stacked up at the monorail stations. Now the monorail stations also can only have 2 trains go through at a time. So you ended up with a line of trains waiting outside for them. So we are actually going to end up with basically like a giant interchange with trains, like real trains, as opposed to the monorails. Since the trains can carry 200 and something people and the monorails can only carry like 100. Basically, I was ending up saturating the lines with people. And so just like with the water lines, we're going to have a nice power corridor going along the highways that we can tap into. As you can see, our power production is not going up because these do not generate power. All they do is they transfer it from one to the other as long as they have the like the blue overlapping there. And I had tried some that were supposedly underground power lines before, but they basically did it as a kind of a trick where they were just having a single 1x1 square where it generated power there. And I mean, technically it's kind of cheating from my standpoint, the way I felt about it, but what it was doing is you were actually, because you had so many of them, you were exceeding the maximum power that you could have in the game. And so you were having where you'd have rolling blackouts throughout the cities that you were making. Rocks here. Random glacial erratics that are all over the city. actually going to have a train corridor. It's going to cross through, and I'm going to have the train station someplace, I think, in here. I'm not entirely sure as to where yet, though. So as you can see, this is quite a bit bigger than the old one-platform train station, which had 2 lines. Yes, I know it's an end of the line. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's actually 6 lines that this thing has on it. And so we are actually going to set it up so that we can have, from this one track coming in, we'll have 6 lines coming off of it. Why we're in underground view, but okay. There. So we're going to have all 6 of those available for the 2 train lines that are right here. You know what? I don't like this curve here. That looks better. Yes, yes, I know I need residential areas. Now, one of the things that we can do with these invisible power lines, with the elevated trains, is we can actually put them under the train tracks. Suddenly we now have light, and shortly we will have water as well. Right, forgot about these. Go. This is going to be a service road. Going to have some stuff down here. We're going to put in some of these flood cleanup things, which are very helpful when you accidentally flood an area. And let's see, what can they can store 1 million gallons, so we'll do 5 of them. And we are also going to have storage capacity. Each one of those is 600,000 cubic meters. I'm too lazy to do the math, though. Electricity there. Actually, we'll just put some of these in. And when it's in an industrial area near water, these are my go-tos that I just throw in a bunch of those. And so we are now holding a reserve. So 9,600,000 cubic meters, which is actually more than our water pumping capacity for the week. But typically what I try to do is I try to have something like a month worth of water. So once we actually get more people in here, I'm going to have to check out the water consumption for the city. And like I said, I try to have at least a month worth of water. Not really any particular reason, but just because I like to. And so this is starting to look like a city. We are going to put walled highways up here because I like those better. And they generate less noise. Are the garbage trucks not driving? Right, they can't get here. Forgot about that. We are going to so we're going to have to put it way out here. We need highway. Let's see, we are going to build an access road, actually. I'll get them out onto the highway. Oh, we got a convoy. And I need to fix the junctioning up here. Going to be a stop sign. You are going to be a stop sign. And you are going to be a stop sign. That should work. There we are. Our first garbage truck. Presumably on the way to the airport. Very nice. Why did it stop here? Wish I could change that to a yield sign. Actually, probably get rid of it entirely. Probably get rid of that one entirely too. Okay, got everything. Figured there's a lot more garbage there, but okay. Now let's figure out how to get a road up to there. Let's see here. Oh goody, rain. First, let's build a straight line road along here. This way. Potentially. I don't like the shape of that. Going to do is we're going to build a tunnel here. mind. Looks like crap. Let's try this again. That looks good. Looks pretty good. I typically throw a giant radio tower up on top, as well as the satellite dish. And the weather radar. We need electricity. There we go, that covers everything. Now I think that's going to be it for this episode. This was a long episode because I'm just starting off the city, so we are going to save this. I can rename it something later. We'll just use the one that it created for us. And so that was it for this episode of it. Stay tuned for more content. I'm going to be going through and making the city. I'm going to try to make this as big as I can possibly make it. So some of the stuff is going to seem a little bit robotic, some of the techniques that I'm going to use, but I'm basically just going for maximum population here. Alright, thanks for watching.